Hi everybody, it's Nikki again, and I'm here for tip number 5. I'm getting them done. That tip number 5 of Medtronics that I have received from a Medtronic trainer, and I am passing on to you, and maybe they'll help. This one is straight calibration tips. These videos are my personal experience, personal opinion, and no medical advice whatsoever. This does come, I believe, unless she's not really a Medtronic trainer, this does come from Medtronic, and this is what Medtronic is passing on to their trainers to pass on to us. And she gave it to me with the intent that I would pass it on to others. So that's what I'm doing here. This one's strictly calibration tips. I'll show you the picture on the other side because you can't see it if I don't. Okay. Routine calibration schedule. There's actually some good information in this one. With the Minimed 670G system, the routine calibration schedule is unchanged from previous Medtronic systems. Okay, so here is that coming off of your warm-up. Your first calibration up to 2 hours after sensor insertion, after warm-up time has elapsed. During the warm-up period, patient is not receiving data. And here's your note. With the Minimed 670G system, this warm-up time could be as little as 40 minutes with a maximum of 2 hours. I get a whole lot of 2 hours, but I do occasionally get some 40 minutes, or somewhere there in between. Your second calibration will occur within 6 hours of the first calibration. The patient does not have to wait the full 6 hours. All remaining calibrations are at least every 12 hours for best results 3 to 4 times a day for the remaining life of the sensor. Note, once the patient has confirmed their glucose from the meter and selected to use it as a calibration, the updated glucose value will appear within 5 minutes. Okay, all that I thought was pretty good information. Diagnostic calibrations. Remember, the Minimed 670G system has a diagnostic chip inside the transmitter that is constantly checking the sensor's integrity and ability to dynamically adjust insulin in SmartGuard auto mode. Occasionally, the system needs an additional diagnostic calibration in order to ensure the sensor is accurate and reliable enough to power auto mode. The message to the patient should be that this is not a glitch in the system. They repeat this a lot, so I think they're hearing back from a lot of people. This is not a glitch in the system, but rather a safety feature used by the algorithm to ensure it's adjusting insulin properly. Okay, because the diagnostic chip is constantly monitoring the sensor's health, diagnostic calibrations can occur at varying intervals during the sensor's life. The patient may not be able to tell 100% of the time when a diagnostic calibration will be needed. It's best to set the expectation with the patient that the system will ask them for what it needs, when it needs it, and that this is good because it's ensuring their safety in auto mode. I think that people are throwing their pumps, and I think this is Medtronic's going, okay, everybody, put it back down. Your pump needs you to do this. Okay, reasonable enough. Should a patient calibrate with every blood glucose check? The answer here is no. The sensor performs best with a 3 to 4 times a day calibration schedule. Here's your example of a recommended calibration schedule. Wake up before breakfast. That's number 1 at wake up. Number 2 at midday, which would be before lunch or dinner or mid-afternoon, whatever is best for their schedule. And 3 is before bed. Note, the key is before, as to avoid times of rapidly changing glucose values. They should also be instructed to proactively calibrate as to avoid receiving the calibrate now alert once the 12 hours has elapsed since their last calibration. Okay, it's funny because I actually don't get the calibrate now alert often on the 12 hours. That's the one that I get quite often in between there. I have my alert set an hour before calibration is going to be needed, so I don't usually get that one. But that's at 12 hours. Okay, so this is their example. Okay, some examples of calibration schedule on varying days of the sensor's life. I'm actually not going to read this. I'll put it back up there. You can pause your video if you want to study it. Print it, take a picture. Maybe you can't even see it. You can leave me a comment if you can't see it. It means you're actually going to have to interact with me. I know you guys don't like to do that, but it's okay. Just kidding. Okay, this is the most interesting piece of the entire thing. We do understand that depending on the time of day, or the patient's situation, it may be inconvenient to continue entering additional blood glucose values. If so, the patient can consider exiting auto mode for up to 3 hours, 6 hours if on day one, and utilizing SmartGuard Suspend before low during that time. During this time, the patient will be in safe basal. Once they have waited at least 30 minutes, they can check their blood glucose, confirm it into the algorithm, and the pump should immediately go back into auto mode. As educators, the coaching to the patient should be to wait at least 30 minutes before entering another BG. They should also consider uploading to their CareLink account and calling the Medtronic 24-hour helpline so they can receive any troubleshooting if needed. That's going to be the least favorite tip ever of all time, all throughout the history of Earth, is you should call the Medtronic helpline and upload to CareLink. Okay. I actually didn't really quite get that. So I guess what they're saying, they said you can consider exiting auto mode for up to 3 hours, 6 hours on day one, and consider utilizing SmartGuard Suspend before low. I didn't get any of that. What I thought they were saying there was it was okay to exit for up to 3 hours, days 2 through 7, but on one you can go up to 6. But I don't know that you could exit auto mode and remain in safe basal, but have access to suspend before low, and then get taken right back in. That is all very confusing to me. So if you understood that, I would love to hear that too. I also would say that suspend before low is not the best fit for everybody. So I think that before you go into suspend before low, once you exit back into manual mode, you might want to consider suspend on low as well, depending on what that suspend is doing to you. That's not this video, I get that, but I wanted to read that last piece out loud and it just confused me. So anyway, those are the tips. I would be happy to try to post an image of it. I don't even know if I can. I'll wait to see if I hear back from anybody on anything at all. Anyway, if you're there, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great, fantastic, wonderful day. Bye.